888-835-2414.
This is Learning with Leslie. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Learning with Leslie, the podcast where we focus on making an impact from home, at home, and beyond. No, I'm not talking about the kind of impact that's here today and gone tomorrow. I'm talking about the kind that will last no matter what happens. I'm your host, Leslie Samuel from IamLeslieSamuel.com, where we're changing the world one person at a time. And as usual, I have another exciting episode for you today. In today's episode 403, we're going to be talking about we're going to actually be having a conversation with artificial intelligence. Oh my word. So I've been talking for a while about how powerful artificial intelligence is and how it can help you do so many awesome things. I've been saying that there are pros. I've been saying that there are cons. I've been saying all kinds of stuff, and everybody seems to be talking about AI these days. But what we're going to do today is we're going to approach the power of AI from a different perspective. We're actually gonna have a conversation with AI. AI is gonna co-host this with me today, and it's gonna blow your mind. So if that's what you're into, it's just gonna be exciting. Today, I messed up the intro. I messed up the intro. You know why I messed up the intro? I don't have a script written or anything of that sort, because this episode, I believe, this is probably gonna be one of the most mind-blowing episodes for a lot of people, and maybe even you. Now, I don't like making these kinds of claims because it seems a bit out there. It seems a bit far-fetched. And yes, everybody's talking about AI and blah, 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 and how powerful it is and so on. But I decided I'm gonna take a risk today. And with this risk, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring AI on this podcast episode. And rather than me talking with someone about AI, or rather than me telling you what I think about AI, I'm just going to demonstrate it for you in a unique way. All right? So let me tell you how I'm going to do this. I'm going to be using ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT, it has a feature where you can talk to ChatGPT. And what I'm going to do, and when you talk to ChatGPT, ChatGPT will talk back to you, and you can have a conversation. Now, oh my goodness. So we're going to try that today, and I'm going to do it live. Now, a few caveats. Because I'm doing this, I'm not editing anything. I want you to see this happening as it's happening. I don't have a planned direction per se in terms of what the outcome of this is going to be. It's just going to go based on the conversation. And wherever that conversation takes us, that is where we are going to go. Now, I'm going to share. It's not that I'm sharing it. I'm actually going to do it live. I'm going to do the prompts that I'm going to give to ChatGPT so that we can have this conversation. And then I'm just going to lead a conversation go wherever it goes. Spoiler alert, this may freak you out. I'm not here to try to act as if this is like oh my goodness. I'm not here to act as if what I'm about to do is not weird. I'm not going to act as if what I'm about to do is not going to freak some people out, like seriously, when you realize how powerful this stuff is going to be. But we're going to do it, because it is the reality of what is out there right now. Okay? And then at the end, I'm going to come back in and maybe share my thoughts, or maybe ChatGPT, or I like to call her Chatty G. Maybe we're going to share our thoughts together. We'll see. I'm laughing so much, right? Because I have a feeling I know how this is going to go, and I know how it's going to freak people out. And I'm just going to take the risk. Now, before we get into all of that, I want to let you... Oh, man, I just thought about something. Okay. I'm going to let you know now. And then Okay, let's just do it. I'm gonna let you know right now that the episode is brought to you by Ecamm Live. I'm laughing, I can't stop it. It's brought to you by Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live is an all-in-one platform for video production that makes it so easy to produce professional videos like I am doing right now without having to edit. You can check them out at ecamm.com/Leslie. And if you use the coupon code Leslie, you're going to get 15% off your first purchase. So, okay, I'm going to say that. And then I just thought about this. Maybe in the middle of the episode, I'm going to do the plug, but I'm going to have Chatty G do it with me and see what happens. All right, okay, I've said it enough. I've set the scene enough, and I think it's time for us to get started. So on that note, let's take it away. All right, so here's how we're gonna do it. If you're watching on video, I'm gonna bring the ChatGPT up on the screen. If you're not, it doesn't matter because all you're seeing is animation of this AI thing talking. But you're gonna hear everything. You're gonna get the full context. If you want to check out the video, you can come to the YouTube channel. I am Leslie Samuel on YouTube. I'm not saying that I am Leslie Samuel. No, the channel is I am Leslie Samuel. If you search for that, you're going to find me. So youtube.com/@ I am Leslie Samuel. Okay. All right. I'm freaking out already. Because I know what's going to happen in some of your minds. And anyhow, I done. All right. We're going to talk about it. We're going to do it. Okay. So I'm going to give my first prompt to ChatGPT. All right. I'm going to press this icon that has like headphones. That means I'm turning on voice mode. And then you, okay, I'm just going to do it. Okay, let's go. Hey, ChatGPT. Okay, so here's what I'm doing, right? I am recording a podcast episode right now. And a lot of people talk about the power of artificial intelligence and tools like ChatGPT. But I figured since I'm recording a podcast about it, a cool way to do it might just be to have a conversation with you about artificial intelligence. Well, actually, not even about artificial intelligence. I want to just record a podcast episode with you so that we can demonstrate how amazing artificial intelligence is, some of the pros and cons, some of the concerns, all of that good stuff. Would you be open to recording a podcast episode like that with me? Would you be open, and what are your thoughts? By the way, there's going to be a little delay.
Absolutely.
But here she goes.
I'd be thrilled to be part of your podcast episode. It's a great idea to explore the capabilities and implications of artificial intelligence through a live conversation. We can delve into various aspects of AI, like how it works, its benefits, potential drawbacks, ethical considerations, and much more. So where would you like to start? Perhaps with a basic introduction to AI? Or did you have a specific topic in mind?
Okay, so I just paused ChatGPT to let you know a few things. The audio quality is not going to be the best because I ordered a cable to do this with, and I ordered the wrong cable, but I connected it via Bluetooth. So it's going to sound like a phone call. If I do this in the future, it'll sound much more professional. All right? I just wanted to let you know that, and let's continue this conversation. So actually, I want to go in a different direction. I don't want to talk directly about artificial intelligence. I just want us to have a conversation. But I want to set some parameters, okay? First parameter is oftentimes, wait, hold on. There was a connection error, and that happens so often. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this again. Okay, so I want to go in a slightly different direction. I don't want to talk directly about AI. I just want to have a conversation with you as if you were just a person co-hosting this podcast episode with me. So a few parameters. Now, sometimes you have the tendency to sound very professional and like someone is writing a professional research article. I don't want that. I want it to be like I'm talking with my home girl. You don't even have to be grammatically correct all the time. It's like we're chilling and we're having a conversation. But you're my home girl. I call you Chatty G because that's like my nickname for you. but you're also an expert when it comes to like online marketing and business and entrepreneurship and so on. We're going to have a back and forth conversation. I don't want you to go off in like a long tangent like I'm doing right now. Let's just keep it fun, casual, and let it flow. Is that okay? Let's see if that's okay.
Got it. Keeping it casual and fun sounds like a plan. Just call me Chatty G, and we'll dive into some cool chats about online marketing, business, and all that good stuff. Let's make this podcast episode really engaging. So, what's the first thing you want to kick off with? Maybe a hot topic in online marketing or something else on your mind.
Yeah, so I like to start off when I'm having a conversation with someone on the podcast. I like to just talk about first, like maybe the first 5 minutes is like light banter about what's going on with you, what's going on with me, and that kind of stuff. Can we start off kind of jovial with what's going on and then progress to wherever this conversation goes?
Sure thing. Starting off with some light banter sounds great. So, what's been happening on your end? Any exciting stories or recent adventures you want to share? On my side, well, just the usual AI stuff, learning new things every day and chatting with cool people like you. Anything fun or interesting happening in your world?
Well, I actually just came back from a trip to the Bahamas with my family. My wife is from the Bahamas. So we went down there for the Christmas holidays. We spent about 2 weeks there. We went to the beach. We did all kinds of cool things, and it was fun. I just came back. When did I come back? Last week, Wednesday. And now I'm getting ready to go on another trip.
Wow, the Bahamas for the holidays sounds amazing. Beaches, family time must have been a blast. How's the vibe there? I bet it's quite a shift coming back from such a chill place. And hey, another trip on the horizon? You're on a roll. Where's the next adventure taking you?
Yeah, man, the vibe was good. It was great. The difference between this trip and many other trips that I've done in the past is that oftentimes I go on trips and I come back and I feel like I need a vacation for my vacation. This time it was different because I rested. And that was awesome. I actually took a break from work. I did a little bit of work, but nothing significant. And I came back feeling rested and ready to take on the world. Now I'm getting ready to go to St. Martin. That's where I'm from. I'm going to be hosting an entrepreneurship week with a school down there. And I'm looking forward to that.
Taking it easy and stepping back from work can really recharge the batteries. And St. Martin, that's exciting. Hosting an entrepreneurship week sounds like an incredible opportunity, especially with a school. It must be fulfilling to give back and share your insights. What's on the agenda for the event? Are you focusing on any specific areas of entrepreneurship?
Yeah, so we're doing a few things. I'm meeting with the different grades from first grade all the way to 12th grade, and we're going to talk about things like online, like cyberbullying. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. I'm going to be sharing my story about how I started my YouTube channel to teach biology and how I grew that into a business and how basically I work from home now and how me as an individual has been able to use the internet to create content, put it out there, have an impact on the world and do all kinds of really cool and interesting things. Basically showing them how they can do the same, how they can take something they're passionate about and share that with the world in a way that has a positive impact. What do you think?
That sounds absolutely inspiring, covering topics from cyberbullying to entrepreneurship and sharing your personal journey. That's a powerful way to connect with students. Your story, from starting a YouTube channel to building it into a thriving business, is a great example of leveraging the internet's potential. It's so relevant today,
Yeah.
showing kids they can turn their passions into something impactful. Plus, working from home and making a difference. I think your message will be really motivating for them. It's all about showing the younger generation that with creativity, passion, and the power of the internet, the possibilities are endless.
Absolutely. So, okay, this act makes me think about something, and maybe we could explore this a little bit for this podcast episode. So, I just came back from this trip. I'm going on another trip. This is taking me away from work. And work for me is, creating content, putting out videos, and all of that stuff. I'm going to be down in St. Martin now for another 2 weeks. Then I come back for 3 weeks, and then I go again for another week and a half. My travels have gotten a little crazy, but I need to stay consistent with my content creation. Can you help me maybe work out a strategy for while I'm on this trip, while I'm working with these students, I'm doing all of this stuff, I'm hanging with friends and family. I still need to be productive. What are your tips? Or what do you need to know from me or whatever so that you can help me in this process, still be consistent with my content creation, my video production, and so on, while still doing all of the other stuff that I'm doing in this seemingly more busy time? Let's see what she comes up with.
Balancing travel,
Yep.
work, and content creation can be a juggling act,
It is.
but it's
It is.
definitely doable with some planning.
Okay.
Here are a couple of tips to consider. 1. Batch content creation.
Mm-hmm.
Before your trip, try to create and schedule a batch of content.
Okay.
This way, you'll have videos ready to post even when you're busy.
I'm doing
2.
some of that.
Repurpose content. Look at your existing content. Can you repurpose or re-edit
Ah.
any of it to create something fresh? This can be a real time saver. 3. Capture the moment. Use your travel and work with the students as content. This could be behind the scenes footage, vlogs, or even live sessions. It keeps your content authentic and engaging. 4. Schedule wisely. Plan your posting schedule around your travel and work. Maybe reduce the frequency of posts, but keep it consistent. 5. Delegate. If possible, delegate some tasks like editing or social media management. 6. Mobile setup. Ensure you have a mobile setup for editing and uploading.
Okay.
This way, you can work efficiently even when you're on the go. How do these ideas sound? Do you think they could fit into your current workflow?
Okay, first of all, I like the ideas. I need something a little different in terms of our conversation, right? You just gave me a whole bunch of amazing tips, but it was a lot. I still want this to be more of a conversation. So maybe as we move forward, maybe you share one idea with me. I give some feedback. Maybe then we move on to another idea and so on. So just keep that in mind as we continue this conversation, just for the flow of the podcast. And of course, still keeping it kind of casual and fun and all of that good stuff. Now, you mentioned batch creating content. I've done a little bit of that, but there's not much more of that I can do because I leave tomorrow. So I one part that I didn't think about is repurposing content. So can you actually, I like that idea, repurposing content, and I like the idea of maybe using the travels and the stuff that I'm doing with the students in order to, create content while I'm on the go. So let's work that out a little bit more. I want to flesh that out with you.
Great, let's dive into that.
Okay.
Repurposing content can be a game changer, especially when
I
you're on the
agree.
move.
I agree with that. Okay, so tell me some more about that.
Is there a way to cut them into shorter clips, maybe highlight the best parts, or even combine them to create a new narrative? This approach can give old content a fresh life. Now, about integrating your travels and student interactions, that's real gold. It
Mhm.
adds a personal touch that your audience will love. You could do short, informal interviews with students
Okay.
or capture snippets of your workshops. Even simple day in the life style vlogs that show your travel routine or behind the scenes moments can be really engaging. These don't have to be long or heavily edited. Sometimes the raw, authentic feel is what attracts viewers. How do you feel about incorporating these elements into your content strategy? Does this approach resonate with your style?
Okay, it kind of does and it kind of doesn't. I'll tell you why, right? It does, in that I think it's a great idea and it's something I really want to do. And I've wanted to do it many times in the past and I haven't done it successfully. Let me tell you why. I'm the kind of person where when I'm engaging with people, you know what I am not thinking about? I'm not thinking about pulling out my phone, pulling out my camera and taking a video and those kinds of things, because I sometimes feel like that's pulling me out of the moment. It is emphasizing to the person that I'm interacting with that they're not the most important person to me. Rather, what's more important is the people that are not even here, that are going to be watching my stuff on the internet. And it just feels a little unnatural for me, even though I do want to do it. I'm wondering, can you help me? Can you help me work through getting over that idea of what I just said, so that I can, yes, show up for the person that I'm there with and the groups, the kids that I'm there with and there for, but still create something that can be valuable to the people that are following me online, the people that I show up for. I guess I'm showing up for them too, right? The people that I'm showing up for on YouTube and with my biology videos and that kind of content. Can you help me work through that? Because that's a bit of a challenge for me. I apologize for the pauses, but this is technology. You still get the point.
It's a common concern.
I'm not editing this
Balancing
up.
being present in the moment with capturing it for your audience.
Yeah.
Here's a thought.
Okay.
Why not involve the people you're interacting with in the content creation process? For instance, with the students, you could explain your goal of sharing knowledge and experiences online. Make them part of the story. Maybe set aside a few minutes at the end of a session for a group selfie or a quick recap video where they share what they learned. This way, it becomes a shared experience rather than you stepping out to film. Another idea is to designate specific times for content capture. For example, allocate the last 10 minutes of an event for filming. This way, you're fully present during the main interaction,
I like that.
and the recording part becomes a natural conclusion rather than an interruption. Remember, authenticity is key. If you explain to your audience why you're capturing these moments, they'll understand and appreciate the intention behind it. How does this approach sound to you? Does it seem like something that could work with your style?
That definitely seems like something that can work with my style. Here's why, right? There's intentionality behind it. I'm very big on being intentional. If I'm having a conversation with someone, I want to be focused on that person. If I'm creating content, I want to be focused on that content. And by explaining it to them in the way that you just described, number one, it emphasizes that, hey, I'm not distracted and pulling out this phone and doing this selfie or whatever the case might be. This is a part of a plan that I've thought about beforehand. Now, so this is why I also like it, because I'm teaching them about entrepreneurship and content creation and so on. But I'm also teaching them that you just don't do it willy-nilly, right? You plan it out. There's intentionality behind it and all of that stuff. So maybe there's a way that principle can be incorporated in whatever it is I'm doing with them, so that it becomes more instructive than a distraction. Maybe because of the intentionality behind it, they get to learn that, hey, when I am doing something, I need to be intentional, just like Mr. Samuel demonstrated to me when we had that one session about entrepreneurship and creating content online. That there's something there that makes me feel better about creating content when I'm with them. Okay, so just real quick for those of you that are watching the video, we just had a glitch, and the glitch was not because the the technology didn't work right is because I ran out of hard drive space in my recording. I've been creating so much content that I ran out of space. So there was an interruption just now, but we're going to continue back. I'm going to bring back on ChatGPT and we're going to continue from where we just were. So let me go ahead and do this now. Okay, so I was recording just now. I'm talking to you, Chatty G. I was recording and I ran out of hard drive space. So I didn't actually get to share what you just said. So I don't know if I've never had to do this before, but can you repeat everything you just said in response to what I said last?
You have reached the message cap for GPT-4. Please try again later.
Shoot. Let me try this again. Okay, so obviously, all right. Here's what we're gonna do. But me and ChatGPT just had a very long conversation, and I hope that what you are able to see is that this thing is real. And I'm not saying it's a real person, but artificial intelligence right now is at a place where it can do some really interesting things. I just reached the cap because we had a very long conversation, and you can see on the screen a transcript of everything that we've just done. I am on the paid version of ChatGPT, so that gives me the ability to talk to ChatGPT. But do you see how ChatGPT was able to guide me and help me think through a process and help me think through not just, we went from a conversation about my trip to the Bahamas and my trip to St. Martin and the travels that are coming up. And then we started talking about what I'm going to be talking with the kids there. We spoke about ideas for coming up with content even while I'm on the go. I really love those ideas. Some of the ideas I thought about before, some of them I hadn't thought about before. But now I'm thinking through how I can repurpose content, how I'm going to be intentional with the times that I do set aside for creating content, how I'm going to communicate that in an authentic way with the kids while I'm there. Do you see what just happened? This stuff is real. Now, I'm going to push it a little bit right now and see if it told me I reached the cap, but I'm going to try again. It may work, it may not work, but we are going to see. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm recording it. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I really like the idea of being authentic and sharing this because it's done. The way you described it would be done in a way where it's demonstrating to the kids that you have to be intentional with your content creation, and I like that idea.
You have reached the message cap for GPT-4. Man. Please try again later.
All right, GPT-4, I think you demonstrated your value. Now, to you that's listening, that's watching, I've been using ChatGPT not exactly like this, but this audio feature of ChatGPT, the ability to ask questions and then get responses, and then it asks more questions, and then you kind of continue going deeper and deeper. That has been extremely helpful for me when it comes to processing through things, like I demonstrated with you live on this podcast. It's been great for me thinking through things when I'm doing my Bible studies. It's been great for me brainstorming different routines when it comes to my exercise habits and my diet and all of that good stuff, because I'm on this health and fitness journey and the different things that I'm doing. Just as an example of what I've been able to use ChatGPT to do, I'm going through a bodybuilding program right now called Dig Deeper. And it's with this guy, Sean T. And he has this entire getting started guide that's written out. I don't know how many pages it is. And then he has this other meal plan guide that's written out. What I did was I uploaded the getting started guide and the meal plan guide. And then I told ChatGPT, I need you to ask me whatever you need to ask me in order to help me to come up with a meal plan that is going to work for me based on my current fitness level and my goals. What information do you need from me? And then it told me things like, I need your age, I need your activity level, body fat, and all these kinds of things. And I gave it all the details. It then determined, based on the guidelines of the plans and the workouts that I'm going to be doing, it determined how many calories I should be eating per day, how many meals I should be eating per day, what my macros are going to be in terms of the amount of proteins and carbs and fats. And then it came up with meal ideas, meal plan ideas, and meal prep ideas for me. I didn't have to, well, let's put it this way. It would have been awesome to be able to hire a professional nutritionist to ask them to help me to come up with this plan. And that's probably something that I'll do in the future. But in the meantime, I was able to use ChatGPT to come up with some detailed guidelines that I can follow and implement in my business. I've been using it for content ideas. I've been using it for so many things, for helping me to work through certain problems. And it kind of blows my mind how it does it. Now, I didn't get to the part, and I wish I had done this. Let's see. I'm going to start a new chat and see if that will trick it into it. Is it possible for me to ask you some questions? Is it possible for me to ask you some questions right now?
You have reached the message cap for GPT-4.
I've reached the message cap, so I can't do that right now. I was going to have ChatGPT help me plug the sponsor for this podcast. So since ChatGPT can't do it, I'm going to tell you a little more about it. You see, if you're watching this video, you've seen everything that I've been able to do when it comes to switching between different cameras, when it comes to bringing animations on the screen. I have a third camera over here that's moving, and that just helps things to look very professional. I remember the first episode I recorded, someone reached out to me and said, hey, how are you doing this? Do you have a production team behind you that is doing the editing, the switching, or whatever? What programs are you using to edit and all of that good stuff? And I told him, listen, I'm not editing anything. There is no team. It's just me and Ecamm Live. That is exactly the value of Ecamm Live. It puts an entire production team in the palm of my hand, right at my fingertip. Not the palm of my hand because I'm not using my phone, except that I was just using my phone. I was showing my phone on the screen and all of that stuff. I'm bringing overlays. I'm bringing in animations and so on. If I tell you to subscribe to my channel on YouTube, I can bring this up on the screen that is animating and telling you to hit the subscribe button and to hit the bell notification icon. And I'm able to do that because Ecamm Live makes that easy. So if you want to check them out, go ahead and head on over to ecamm.com/Leslie. And if you use the coupon code Leslie, you're going to save 15% off your initial order. So yeah, that's it. What do you think about ChatGPT? Like, does this not ChatGPT, not just ChatGPT, but artificial intelligence, does this blow your mind like it blows mine? Does it cause concerns? Are you freaked out because you're thinking, oh shoot, this is gonna take my job from me in the future? What are you feeling? That's what I want to know. And how I want to know is I want you to come on over to IamLeslieSamuel.com and / wait, what episode is this? This is episode number 403, I think. Is it 403? Oh shoot, I said 403 in the beginning. It's actually 404. So come to IamLeslieSamuel.com /404. And it's going to take you to the YouTube video for this episode and leave a comment. I want to know your thoughts. Did that just freak you out? In some ways, it should. In some ways, it might excite you. For me, it freaks me out and it excites me. It excites me because of what it allows me to do. It excites me because it helps me to think through things much more efficiently, and it allows me to do things I was never able to do at a cost that just I mean, in some ways, it's free. But that's pretty much it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Leslie Samuel from IamLeslieSamuel.com, where we're making an impact from home, at home, and beyond. Take care, and God bless.